Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh Bashem, Al Shai, Bashem, Rakakodah, Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. Anyway, I'm going to entitle this video, The Holy See and the Three City-States. Now, I was watching this video, didn't get a chance, I'm up into the 10th minute of the video. I put up by GMS Vegas, sits down 144K. Entitled is The False Prophet Preparing for Their Lying Wonder or Wonders, False Prophecy or Prophecies. So when you go to the first 10 minutes in, let me come back over here. Because the young elder said, he went into, round about here, he went into the Holy See. Then he equated that to, before the prophets were called prophets, they were called seers. Now the word Holy See, when you hear it, you think about C, S-E-A, but it's C-S-E-E. And it's mentioned in the scriptures. And I just found out that you have three city-states on this planet, and one of them is Vatican City, and that's pursuant to the United States government. They refer to Vatican City as a city-state. There's three of them: financial city-state, London, military city-state will be the Vatican. What is that? The Pentagon, but it's actually the whole DC. DC is a state or a city. If you live in the DC area, they call it the DMV, which represents Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia. Washington, D.C., District of Columbia. It's 10 miles square that covers those three states. So you can't say, well, D.C. is in Virginia or D.C. is in Maryland. D.C. is, you walk throughout the whole D.C. area, you walking through three states. Anyway, let me come over here. So you gotta watch this video, watch the rest of it when I get a chance. Vatican preparing guidelines for apparitions, which are ghosts, spirits that are manifested, people can see with their naked eye, other supernatural phenomenon. And he goes into the Project Blue Beam, where they project images in the sky that it looks like Jesus is coming back. I say Jesus, not Yahweh Shai. So they say, oh man, Jesus was a white man. The Israelites are wrong. UFOs, some of these so-called UFO sightings could be Project Blue Beam. Now, as of last night, if you had it on CNN, that's all they were talking about was this phenomenon in the sky, the solar flares, geomagnetic storm. And there were certain places in this United States, the contiguous United States, places like Atlanta, southeast, where they experienced the aurora borealis. Aurora is Hebrew for light or light. Auroria or aurorium are lights. Borealis is Latin. Correct me if I'm wrong. but as I remember, Borealis is Latin for north or northern. So these are the signs in the heavens in Luke 21:25. Signs in the heaven. Last month, almost to the day, April, you had the solar eclipse. Now they're saying that the last time we had these solar flares, geomagnetic storm, was in 2003. Now I don't remember no big thing in the news about that. So they made a big thing about it. They said certain areas in the United States right now experiencing blackouts. What's this guy? Rahm Emanuel. He was the mayor of Chicago. Had a position under Obama, and his staff is whatever he was, secretary of whatever. But he became mayor. So small hat. He's used the phrase never let what do you say? Never let a good crisis go to waste. And that was the first person that said it. Was Winston Churchill, the premier of England. He said, "Never let a crisis go to waste," meaning if something a major crisis happens, you play on it. This solar flare thing, they can actually cause things to the government could cause cities to go black, and say, "Oh, that was the the solar flares." But we know that these lights in the heavens are signs. Genesis 1:14, Luke 21, Joel 2, Acts 2, signs in the heavens. So you're getting these different signs a lot, which people are saying, "Oh wow," they're taking pictures and so forth. They don't realize this is the signs of your downfall. People don't look between the lines. This thing with Israel. I'm a little on a rant. I'm on a little rant right here. This thing with Israel, how they and the whole world knows they're using the G word. The G word, but the U.S. News, the American, American media, what do they call it? The news stations in the States, they don't want to use the G word. Other states, other countries are using it. But they speak about it. Even CNN, they kind of getting pissed off as what Netanyahu's doing. They were backed up by the U.S. Now they ain't backed up by the U.S. like they were a couple of months ago. Because they want to hit Rafah, which they're already doing. U.S. is saying we're not with it. They're not sending them the weapons. So Netanyahu made a statement, "Okay, we go it alone." Yeah, you go it alone until Iran gets involved. Like I said, you attacked Iran's interests, killed a couple of people in Syria, the consulate, Iranian consulate in Syria, and the Iranian military, responded to that with an attack on their own. So you, with your actions, you without words, you declared war on them, and they responded. Okay, let's go to war. And you notice that's not even in the news no more. The ball was in Israel's court, and they're not retaliating. Why? Because they're saying, oh, if Iran gets involved, that's it. And they know that Russia, as I said in previous videos, 100% backs Iran and those other countries around about. So if Russia gets involved, China's going to get involved. Then NATO's going to have to get. That's World War III. The U.S. doesn't want a World War III, but there is going to be a World War III. It's called Armageddon. And the small hats are going to lead you into it. As we say, Jeremiah 49. The least of the flock shall draw them out. I believe that's in Jeremiah 50 or Jeremiah 51. So we're watching these prophecies play out, and we know, anybody that claims that Israel ain't a prophet says, well, we don't know if the Lord going to come. He may come in another 50, 60 years. You're not a prophet. You're an idiot. Shut the hell up. Go sit down some goddamn where. So it says Vatican preparing guidelines for apparitions, which are ghost, other spiritual phenomenon. Apparitions are appearances or communication with divine beings such as saints, angels, or Christ himself. When they say Christ himself, is talking about Caesar Borgia. So anyway, fast forward to 10 minutes in. And 9:46. I'm gonna let it play. You're gonna hear a little echo because I'm not gonna mute it.
So don't be deceived by it. It says the Holy See, and I think that's short for seer, which that was the title, the early title of a prophet. It was known as seers, but this is all left hand. Okay, the true seers, the true prophets are the men of the Lord, the men of Israel that you see out there in the highways, in hedges, the highways and byways.
And that's why they want to demonize us. One thing, we're calling ourselves Israelites, but even more importantly, they're concerned about the prophets of Israel. They said if Israel woke up to the fact that they're Israel, the Most High also woke up the prophets. And they monitor everything that the different Israelite groups do and say, and there's infiltrators in every camp. Okay? There's infiltrators, law enforcement, feds, whatever, that's in your camp. What about New York? New York, yep, New York too. So they report back, and these are Jakes. You can't have Edomites. I'm a Jake. Jake look like Jake, and they report the information back because they don't believe this thing that we're teaching. And when all hell breaks loose, then they're gonna believe. We're definitely in the time of the end. This is that generation that the Lord spoke about. Yahushua HaMashiach spoke about. We're that generation. We were back there during the time of Yahushua and the apostles, just coming back. How does it break down? There's 42 generations, 14 generations. 14 generations times 3. It's 42. Let me do the quick math. 4 and 4 and 4 is 12. Yep, 42 generations. 14 generations. It explains that in Matthew chapter 1. and everything is reincarnated. Okay, so let me come over here. I'm sorry. Let me let you hear this.
They was known as seers, but this is all left hand. Okay, the true seers, the true prophets are the men of the Lord, the men of Israel that you see out there in the highways, in hedges, the highways and byways, breaking this thing down to you, breaking down what the beast is, breaking down what the image is, breaking down what the mark is. All right,
breaking down what the mark is. Mark, Revelation 13:16. I didn't think he was gonna go into it, but he went into it. We always throw in that MOTB because that's a major prophecy. That's the game changer right there. That's the thing that's gonna either save your ass or get your ass burnt up in America, not in no other country. If you're in another country and you got the chip, you're not gonna be hit with missiles. I don't know what the Most High is gonna do. When you get the chip, you're gonna suffer cancer, pursuant to Revelation 16:2. So you might just drop dead, like the jump shot. But if you're in a neutral country, you're not going to suffer the missiles. The ones that's going to suffer to eat the missiles, as we say, are the ones that took the charagma in this country. So if you're an Israelite, you're going to eat a missile in America. If you're an Edomite and you followed the Israelites and you say, I'm not going to take it, well, you're probably an Israelite. But if you're an actual Edomite and you don't take the chip, you said, no, it's a microchip, and rebel is mark of the beast. Guess what? You're still going to be destroyed because you're an Edomite. So you have to be an Israelite, number one, and you have to not have the chip on you, number two. And if you don't have the chip in you, that means you're one of the elect. Because this is all about the elect. And we're the premier group that always speaks about the MOTB. Even the elder mentioned it, even briefly. So we're counting down the months. Not the years, we're counting down the months.
And down, the War of Armageddon, World War III. All right, who is Babylon the Great? The mother of harlots, abominations of the earth. And
Babylon, the Vatican City is not Babylon the Great. Remember what Nazariah said? Yeah, Babylon the Great is Vatican City. But they never gave anybody the proof. The scriptures, one of them finally pulled out, it's in either 1 Peter, 2 Peter, the church that's in Babylon. Matter of fact, let me go to that. The church that's in Babylon. I'm sorry, wrong. Let me come here. The church that's in Babylon. There it is. 1 Peter 5, verse 13. The church that is at Babylon, elect together with you, salute you, and so doeth Marcus, my son. Now this is Peter, right? I don't know if Marcus is his biological son or son in the spirit. I guess that's his biological son. I'm not going to do the research on it. Apostle Paul referred to Timothy as his son. That was his son in the spirit. A younger man than Apostle Paul. The church that is at Babylon. See, that's Babylon the Great. That's the Vatican City. No, the church that is in Babylon, there was Israelites in Iraq. It was off the coast of the Euphrates. Remember, you had saints that were outside of Palestine. This thing started to spread. How many saints did you have in Rome? How many Israelites that kept the law, statutes, and commandments, and how many Christians were out there in Rome? A lot of them. That's why they got kicked out of Rome in Acts chapter 18. See, all this stuff is coming together. All the pieces of the puzzle coming together. And we can see it clearly, crystal clearly. As High Priest Ariel say, crystal clear, crystal clearly. So that's why Nazariah and his crew, they're not doing this thing no more. They tried to fight it for a year, and they kept fighting because we kept saying, yeah, let's see how long you're going to last out there. You ain't going to be out there for a while. So they had to prove us wrong. So he was out there strong for about a year. Then they kind of stopped doing it. Then we started cursing him out. Then they kind of came back out, and then you don't see him no more. That's why you don't turn your back on the plow. I'm all over the place, but bear with me. So as soon as I found, that's why they held this. That's why they held this. As soon as I found, I said, man, nigga, you, what? That's actually Babylon in Iraq. And see, we are the great defenders of this gospel. This madness. That's why we watch Bishop Nate. We're watching him. We scopating that guy. Romans 16, 17, and 18. We scopating on him to show you that he go off. You're going to burn in hell forever. That's not in the scriptures. Yeah, we were doing videos last week concerning the subject of Gehenna, at the Valley of Hinnom, which was a garbage dump. Now, I was doing a video, and then Apostle Ramla would do like a response to my video, and then I would do a response to his, or Apostle Gabar did video, whatever. But he said in the car that he ran across a document. Now, Yahushua quoted Isaiah, where the fire is not quenching and the worm dieth not. So he said, Gehenna is a garbage dump that's set on fire. The animals, dead animals, and other things are burnt in the fire. And there's a constant fire, smoke going up to keep the fire going. And it says, where the worm dieth not. Now, the worm dieth not is talking about the perimeter, the outside of the valley. You had a lot of worms. If you went over there, you would see a lot of worms. Why? Because you had dead animals. You had worms and parasites come out of them dead animals. So you would see a constant fire in the Valley of Hinnom, and then if you go close to throw stuff, you would see worms. You would just watch it. You go step on the worm. That's what it means by the worm dieth not. So, but it also means when you die, your worms eat you. And the place that the fire is not quenched is America, because you can't put it. Quench means put it out. You ain't gonna put it out. It's gonna go out on its own. But the Valley of Hinnom, they kept the fire going. So you got Christians saying, well, that's eternal hell. That's what the church father said. Oh, that's a fit picture for eternal hell. Yeah, but there's no eternal hell. So what Yahushua was talking about, he was using the example of the Valley of Hinnom as being this is America. This is going to really happen. This is America. The Valley of Hinnom is like a picture of what's going to happen to Babylon the Great. Nobody's going to be able to put that fire out. I'm a little all over the place. This is more like a various topics, sticking with the, the matter of fact. Let me let you listen to a little bit more. And I'm going to show you that the U.S., the United States, the government, corporate in the United States, whatever you want to call it, they referred to Vatican City as a city-state. 3 city-states: London, D.C., military; London, financial; Vatican City, spiritual. 3 unclean frogs coming out of the mouth of the dragon, out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. The beast, what's the capital of the beast? What's the head of the beast? The unofficial head. The U.S. coming out of D.C.
So, continuing on, it says the Holy See Press Office announced the upcoming document will be published May 17 with a live stream press conference featuring prefect for the dicastery for the doctrine of the faith, Cardinal Victor Manuel Fernandez. Fernandez has previously said the dicastery is in the process of finalizing a new text with clear guidelines and norms for the discernment of apparitions and other phenomena, according to the National Catholic Register. An apparition refers to an instance in which a divine entity such as a...
And they want to do this, they want to use Project Bluebeam as a way to get people going back to the church, because people are leaving the church, Roman Catholic Church, people are leaving the church left and right because they don't believe in it.
Saint, the Virgin Mary, or the Anointed himself makes itself known to a person on earth. The concept is a reoccurring theme in the Bible, and most Christian denominations affirm the belief that such brushes with the supernatural can still occur today in various capacities. So, they believe that the Lord can just at any moment just appear, which he's not coming back until his actual return, when he comes back with the host of heaven, with the angels, when he comes to deliver the elect from the 4 corners of the earth. Matter of fact, let me get that in Matthew. And prior to that happening, there's going to be all type of chaos in the earth, like we know it. It's going to be famine. It's going to be...
Well, there's chaos in the earth right now. There's famine in the earth right now. So we're in the beginnings of Jacob's trouble. I don't go out at night no more. If I'm in the city, when it starts getting dark, I'm on the road, I mean, if it gets dark, I'm out there. But when it gets dark, I'm usually in the house till the daytime. The night walkers come out. These niggas are night walkers. And niggas are demons too. That's a topic. That's a black man. They kill a cop, kill a black. A lot of times the cop be justified, man. A lot of times they're not. Then they'll get this Jakey, a gangbanger. He a demon, straight up demon. And you know what they'll do? They'll find a picture when he was 6 years old and he graduated the first grade. He got the smile, little Dexter with the big head. See? Yeah, that's what you gotta dig. You gotta dig to make this nigga look good. You ain't gonna show no current pictures of him because he's throwing up gang signs. That's the problem with you Negroes, man. Yeah, he was a good man. To lying your ass off. Motherfucker.
bloodshed, nation rising up against nation, basically wars. Are basically gonna.
That's happening right now. U.S., I said earlier in this video, the U.S. is refusing to hand over weapons to Israel. That's why Netanyahu made the statement, we'll go it alone. You ain't going to go it alone, especially when Iran gets involved. You don't want a full-scale war with Iran, but you're going to have one. And it's going to force, like Michael Corleone said, he said, just when I thought I was out, they bring me back in. Well, that's the U.S. Just when I thought I was out, the least of the flock brings me back in. They're going to bring you back in. You will be a part of that war.
In the midst of tribulation. This is Matthew 24. And y'all start at 24. It says, for there shall arise false anointed and false prophets. And, you see those characters out there right now. These cult of personalities that have big followings and, they can twist scriptures up. And
yeah, like Bishop Nathaniel. He teaching you about hell and shit. MOTB is sin into all of his forms. That's why we constantly get on it, because it's a big group. And this man's deceiving them. Now, whether he of the elect, ultimately, Most High will forgive him. But he's gonna have to, when they make that charagma mandatory to the whole planet, you're gonna have to make a decision.
Make the gullible.
And I already know what's gonna happen when they make it. People going, just the Elder Apostle Dahar. Is that the MOTB? I might not even answer you. Is that the MOTB?
Born and naive, deceived with good words and fair speeches. All right, making merchandise off of you, having a way with you, those type of characters, they're out there.
Yeah, Bishop Nathaniel started with everything that he did on YouTube. It had a dollar sign on it. It had a dollar sign on it. Everything that he does, it has if it don't make money, it don't make sense.
All right, and that's not going to stop. You're going to have more of those characters being revealed. All right, it says, and false prophets. You got false prophets within Israel. They're the ones that's telling you that the MOTB is not the CHIP. It's sin. It's an embargo. It's policies. It's sin. Whatever they want to make it.
Sleeping with white women. So you go to the store and you got to pay for something. And he said, what did you do today to prove that you got the MOTB? He said, I just look at my girl white. Okay, you can go through.
Depending on the day. Those are false prophets among us. They're now teaching that Esau is not the so-called Caucasian. He's actually black with red hair. So you got to look for any man that's light skinned with a red beard and a red hair, and that's Esau. False prophets.
Yeah, them guys, Phobie, them guys are false prophets. Now, you got Quanaf coming on. He asking me questions. I mean, he's, the spirit is on him to inquire. So what I tell him is, he been respectful, if that's actually him. What I'm telling him is, I said, sit down somewhere and don't do nothing. Just watch the videos, fast and pray, and humble yourself that you may be one of the elect. Most High could be testing you. You got to humble yourself, fast, pray. And don't teach until you sure you got the scriptures right. Eat this roll and go out and teach the house of Israel, the house of Israel, Yasha Allah. Eat meaning to digest it. You got to know everything about the scriptures.
Okay, but then you also got on the left hand side, because we got first false prophets among the circumcision. You got these phony pastors in the church, of course. But then you also got the Catholic Church. You got the Vatican. Okay, they're getting ready to roll out something big, and that's why they're trying to give the warning right now. Okay, you got AI, of course, Project Bluebeam, and them basically trying to tell you, with a lot of their predictive programming, that your world is getting ready to be ruled by a bunch of drones, robots, deep fake technology, all right, voice editing technology. Nothing is authentic. Everything is artificial. All right. He comes with his own signs and lying wonders. That's what predictive programming is on the left-hand side. They tell you the things before they do it, because they're trying to emulate the Heavenly Father, because he called the end from the beginning.
Yeah, like in your movies, they'll show you movies that, like one movie, The Demolition Man, with Sylvester Stallone and this guy, Wesley Snipes. And that movie came out, I believe, in 96, 97. And they were just showing you the future. Like if you curse, you get a fine for it. The police didn't know what to do. They had to go to the guidebook. What do we do with an unruly Negro? They'd read from the guidebook. So they had to bring back Sylvester Stallone. I forget his character name. I think he had one of these historical people. Whatever. I got to go back into the movie and get into the characters. And Wesley Snipes' character, his name was Phoenix. I believe his name was Phoenix. Either it was him or Stallone. But Phoenix is a mystical bird that's burnt down. It rises from the ashes. It gets burnt by fire, and it rises through the ashes of the fire. So in that movie, they were showing you. Oh, in the movie, I don't know if he rubbed his hand or his neck or whatever. And Stallone said, "What's this in me?" He said, what do you call him? He said, "You caveman," something like that. He said, "Look, we put a chip in you, so we can track you." So if you can get a chance to see that movie, that's a good movie to see. Predictive programming.
That's in was it Isaiah 46, 9 and 10, and also Isaiah 42 and verse 9. Matter of fact, let me get that, because this devil he's trying his best to be like the Most High on the left hand side, which is why the Lord is he's up there laughing at him. Isaiah 46 and 9 and 10. And it says, "Remember the former things of old, for I am the Most High power, and there is none else. I am the Most High power, and there is none else like me." And Esau, he has that attitude of, no, I am and none else. That's what he's saying in his mind, in his puffed up, proud, haughty mind. Declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times, the things that are not yet done, saying, "My counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure." All right. And the Lord gave the inspiration to the holy prophets, all right, to speak the very events that we're getting ready to see. And these were men,
What's the proof on that? Amos 3 and 7. Before he does anything, before he makes these prophecies come to pass, he gives it to the prophets so they can say what's going to happen. Like us, we're saying that they're going to attempt to chip everybody on the planet Earth in a worldly oikoumene sense, in a gay or geo sense. They're going to chip everybody except the prophets, the elect, of Israel. Maybe certain people that live in remote islands that don't have cell phones and smartphones and nothing like that, they might not get it. But the majority, anybody that deals in the system, you're going to have to get it. And like I said, like I've been saying, there's going to be a major shakeup to all these different Israelite groups out here. They're going to have to change their narrative. They're going to have to explain it. But some of them that follow them, they're just dummies. They're just, what do we do now? Sin is all of its forms, but so I can take the chip? Okay, I'll take it. You dummies. You fucking dummies. You dum-dums. Like Kazoo said, you two dum-dums.
Thousands of years before our time that didn't understand what they were seeing. But all they had to do was just write it down.
And like I said before, the prophets didn't know what they were seeing is writing it down. None of the prophets understood what they were writing down. Understand thou what thou readeth? The prophets didn't understand. We understand. We're the prophets coming back, reincarnated, as the elder Monaghan says, the apostles and the reincarnation. Well, it's not just the apostles, it's the apostles, the prophets, the teachers, the elders, which are all prophets.
They was under the divine inspiration of the Most High. That's why it tells you that in 2 Peter, the 1st chapter, that the prophecy was not by the will of man, but by holy men that were moved by the Holy Spirit. Okay, it is not by any private interpretation. Man didn't just come up with this and then it just happened to be 100% accurate all these thousands of years later. So let's go to Isaiah 42. And one thing about the Most High, he doesn't lie. Satan, he lies. The devil, he lies. That's his track record. And even when you try to carbon copy something artificially, it's a lie because it's not the real thing. It's not true. All right. Isaiah 42 and verse 9, it says, behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them. And he does that through what? Through his prophets. He speaks by the mouth of the prophets. Okay. So this.
Yeah, he showed Moses the prophecies. That's in the Apocrypha. And he showed Solomon, Wisdom of Solomon. I believe that's Wisdom of Solomon 7. I'm not going to go to it. Solomon said, which is Yahweh Shai, he said, he showed me the beginning of times, the middle of times, and the ending of times. So he gave him the information from the foundation of the earth, the elements, and so forth. And he showed him, the future. So King Solomon saw the MOTB, the mushroom cloud. He saw Edomites in captivity. He saw Jake's ruling, sitting on thrones. And we're gonna the greatest kingdom there ever was King Solomon's kingdom. 40 years of rulership, and that's gonna be we're all gonna be like Solomon. We're all gonna be living like Solomon. The best of everything. Like Sugar Ray Robinson's wife said, the best for everything for Sugar Ray Robinson, the best food, the best of everything for this sugar daddy. Hey, if y'all are boxing historians, you know what I'm talking about. You're cracking up right now. The best of everything.
This entity, all right, the Catholic Church, all right, which the epicenter is the Vatican City, they're preparing you for something. So let's continue to read. It says, the Catholic Church urges extreme prudence before ascribing phenomena to a supernatural force, warning that being too quick to attribute divine origin to explainable occurrences can damage the faith and warp belief. alleged apparitions are usually documented and scrutinized by the diocesan bishop's office and then forwarded to Rome for further investigation. And how do they investigate? They have a team of astronomers. All right, they like to look into the heavens to look for stuff. All right, and I'm gonna get further into that because when you go here, they have an observatory, called Vorg. Okay, and they're using their science and their technology to try.
Yeah, observatories all over the world, certain places. There was one in Mexico City, big observatory. When I went down to Mexico, they got observatories all over the world. And they're looking at the sky from every angle, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. They got everything. When you look up and you see a UFO, look like a UFO, they got it on. They've been got it on record. They got it on record, and they're these gigantic telescopes. What they are? They're big. They're big as a house. They can zoom in and get a super clear picture. So they know that those things up in there in the heaven are the angels and chariots. Watch the movie Chariots of the Gods, which came out it's on YouTube, I believe, still on YouTube. Chariots of the Gods came out, I believe it was 1970. And in that movie, the Esau is saying that the chariots, excuse me, I mentioned the Bible. And one of the first scriptures they mentioned was Ezekiel's will in Ezekiel chapter 1. There was this one guy, professor, scientist, or whatever, that said he was going to go out to debunk that these UFOs are Ezekiel's will. And with his research, he came to the conclusion, he said, no, them are the angels. I did videos on that in the past. I forget the guy's name. If anybody want to do the research, I'm not going to do it. You can put it in. So he went out saying, I'm going to prove to you that those are not angels, man. Those are not beings from the heavens. There's no heaven. Then he said, nope, there's a heaven, there's angels, and when they come down here in chariots. UFOs, so you can understand.
Try to, look into the heavens to spot, a possible alien invasion, right? And also, you're gonna find out that the Catholic Church they push and actually promote one of the biggest lies told was the evolution theory started by Charles Darwin. And you can research this, you can look this up.
Which I believe before he died, he denounced that shit. He said, nah. He said, nah, the Most High exists. If I'm not mistaken. He said evolution is bullshit. He said the Most High created everything.
And they believe that these so-called extraterrestrial figures in the heavens, they're pretty much like this evolving creation that haven't failed yet. And they feel as though that they're going to be the ones that's going to make their appearance on the earth. And they will be then took credit when they so-called appear. The Catholic Church is going to get all the credit for giving you the warning about them. Okay, this is all deception. So let me go back to this though, because this is the Lord pretty much giving a warning about this. So you're going to have false prophets, and ultimately the false prophet, and shall shew great signs and wonders, and that event can very well be what fulfilled this. All right, that event that is going to catch people off guard, and people are going to not understand what they're looking at, and a lot of people are going to be deceived by it. Okay, and so much that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. So it's going to seem very convincing. because you know Esau, he done mastered the technology. He can make things look very surreal, and that's why I mentioned according to Ephesians the 6th chapter, that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, and spiritual wickedness in high places. And that's going to be on a high level. All right. So the Lord's giving a warning when you.
Yeah, let me go to that. There's a translation of it. You go to not the King James, but another translation. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. Ephesians. Six. Let me try the NLT. Okay, the 12th verse. For we are not fighting against flesh and blood enemies, but against evil rulers and authorities of the unseen world, against mighty powers in the dark world, and against evil spirits in the heavenly places. I got it. It's not this. That's a good one, though, because you got the Illuminati. Okay, let me try the NIV. Somebody went through it. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces, against the powers on the earth, Esau, and against spiritual forces. Let me try another one. Some brother did the video. Let me try the E. It's fun to go to these different translations. Let me see right here. Right here. A lot of time for you brothers, well, I don't have a subject. You know what you do? You go to a video, you let the video play, then you stop the video and say what you got to say. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against cosmic powers over this present darkness, against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places. That's talking about government. Man, you know what I'm going to do? Let me do this. Let me try this. Maybe it'll come up this way. Okay, I can't find it. If anybody, whoever did that video, put it up. Give me the version of the Bible that it says that it mentions the word government. I forget who even put it up. Let me try a New English translation. And then I'm going to move on. Ephesians 6. The world rulers, this is a good one. NET. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the powers, against the world rulers of this darkness. That's the government, the elites, against spiritual forces of evil in the heavens, in the spiritual realm. So let me come back over here and get ready to close it. I'll let you listen to a little bit more. Get a chance to watch this whole video.
See these type of things, just know that that's not me. All right. Behold, I have told you before. Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chambers, believe it not. For as the lightning cometh out of the east and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For wheresoever the carcass is, there will be eagles be gathered together. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And you're going to know that this is the real deal. This is it. Because the whole earth is going to be stopped. All right? The whole earth is going to be stopped.
Yeah, that's Isaiah 52 and 13, I believe. That's, yeah, Isaiah 52 verse 13, if I'm not mistaken. It said that their mouths are going to be stopped when they realize that our Lord is a Jake.
You're going to hear that sound of a trumpet. It's going to be very super loud. Everybody's going to hear it. And some people are going to have heart attacks, because it tells you that in Luke, the 21st chapter, how men's hearts are going to fail them for fear. So it's going to be very terrifying. It says, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. And this is...
Notice it said the elect, not all Israel. Just because you know you're an Israelite, oh, I found I'm an Israelite, I'm from the tribe, that don't mean you're going to make it. Most High is only dealing with the elect. If you want to elect, you're going to make it. That's why we say the hopeful elect. We hope that we're the elect. And that's why we're diligent. Give diligence to make our calling and election sure. Calling and election sure. Anyway, I'm going to close. I urge you to watch the rest of this video. Watch it from the beginning. A lot of information came out. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom. On to the next one. Shalom.